If you have visited this website recently, you would have noticed the failed attempt on a review of the all-new Mini Countryman. The car was hijacked by Joey G and I was left running. And yes, I ran like a woman.
Give the car back!
Anyway, the Countryman is now back in my hands and I can finally review this plus-sized Mini. First of all, let's talk about the looks. The thing that catches you right away is the size. It's not really a mini, if you get what I mean. Honestly speaking, the Countryman did look a little quirky when I first saw it, but it grew on me. At the end of the day, it is still a Mini with its very identifiable design cues. It is something totally unique by the British brand and it caters to a different sort of market compared to the regular Mini. It is longer, wider, taller, and it comes with 4 doors, which is Mini's first. The size is comparable to the 5-door Volkswagen Golf, but it looks bigger thanks to the ground clearance, which is set at 14.9 centimeters. As a reference, the BMW X1 has a ground clearance of 19.4 centimeters. This higher ground clearance is complemented with an all-wheel drive system called the All-4, which comes standard with the range-topping Coupe S variant. Naturally, the larger size gives you a roomier interior. With a longer wheelbase, there's adequate room for the rear passengers. So for once, your friends wouldn't complain about sitting in the back seat. There's also ample headroom as well as legroom for a normal-sized individual. Furthermore, the trunk space of 350 litres can be increased to 1,170 litres by just folding down the rear backrests. The other thing which is interesting to note is that this Countryman's rear seats can be reclined and it can also slide back and forth. So you can choose between having more trunk space or more legroom. Now the Countryman wouldn't be worthy of carrying the Mini badge if it does not have a cool or funky interior design. Now this is pretty much similar to the regular Mini, but there are some unique features. For example, there's something which you call a center rail over here, which basically allow you to clip on accessories such as this sunglass box and slide them around. Cooler. On the 4-seater version of the Countryman, this center rail runs to the back seat. But with a 5-seater version, such as the one sold in Malaysia, it ends just after the front seats. You can also opt for something called the Mini Connected feature. It basically gives you a larger LCD screen on the instrument in the center and it comes with cool features. It's something like BMW's iDrive, but it'll set you back almost 15,000 ringgit. I'll still take it up if I were you. And now for the fun part. The driving. Before we start talking about how well the Mini Countryman handles and all that, let's first check out how it performs during sedate driving. Now the first thing that would strike you is that the Countryman tackles highway driving better than the regular Mini. And the reason why I say this is because the Countryman offers a softer ride quality. The typical bumpiness that is usually associated with the regular Mini is less in the Countryman. But do bear in mind that this is still a Mini after all, so it is still stiffer than most regular cars out there. Nevertheless, you can still have comfortable long distance trips, which can be a little difficult to do with the regular Mini. However, there is a negative point though. With the softer ride and higher ground clearance, the car doesn't feel as planted as the Mini, especially on high speed travel. It sort of floats a little more. The other thing is that I do feel that the Mini Countryman could use a little more width inside. It is fine for me, but it wouldn't be if you are slightly wider than me. Now this Coupe S Countryman comes with the Prince 1.6 litre engine with direct injection, Valvetronic and a twin-scroll turbocharger. Now it makes 184 horsepower and 240 Newton meters of torque, and there is an additional 20 Newton meters available as an overboost. Overall, there is enough power to move this vehicle, which weighs 1,310 kilograms, including the all-wheel drive system. And of course, there is enough power for your weekend getaways and all that. But there is something that I noticed. This car feels a little less powerful than the regular Mini, but that's because this car is heavier. Now the engine also has very minimal turbo lag, and all you need to do is to step on the accelerator a bit and you get a good dose of power. And the other point is that there is no torque steer, likely because power is being sent to the rear wheels as well. The 6-speed automatic transmission is also a joy to use with smooth and quick shifts. Steering mounted pedal shifters are also included. And talking about these flappy pedals, let's see if the Countryman still handles like how a Mini should. And we have a perfect place for this. I'm now making my way around these beautiful roads in Janda Baik, and I must admit that despite its larger size, the Mini Countryman is a joy to drive around these roads. The steering, it's very Mini-like, it's very sharp, it's very communicative. There is little bits of understeer here and there, but it's very manageable. Overall, there is a slight difference in handling compared to the regular Mini thanks to the softer suspension. There's also a little more body roll. Don't get me wrong, the Mini Countryman is a very nimble car, but the 3-door hatch is that much better. Now that was a drive. The Mini Countryman is also said to be good off the road as well, with a rally version participating in the World Rally Championship this year. Now how would a regular road-going version such as this measure up against a rally prepped car? Let's find out. Not bad actually. The all-wheel drive system is sending equal torque to both sides of the axle, and at times it can even send all 100% to either one of the axle, and the car is sliding around everywhere. And despite all that, despite a very wet and muddy track, I am in full control of this car, and wow, this is awesome. You know what, this is a good way to release tension after a long day at work. Whew. After all that driving, I can safely say that the Mini Countryman is still a Mini at heart. A more comfortable one, a more practical one, a more quirky one. Think of it as a grown-up Mini. This Mini Cooper S Countryman will set you back 285,888 ringgit, which many would consider steep, especially with the availability of the BMW X1 and the Audi Q5 in the market. The normally aspirated Mini Cooper Countryman is a little more affordable with its 248,888 ringgit price tag. At the end of the day, you're also paying for the cool factor that comes along with the Mini Countryman, or any Mini for that matter.